Hey everyone, welcome to Wknd-Workshop. Today we're going to be finishing up the installation of my garage heater. Okay, so we're down in the basement. We're just about ready to start pulling the wire through the conduit. Let me show you how I've got it set up here and the rig I've got. So I mostly don't have extra set of hands when I'm working on projects, so I got to be creative and try to figure out ways and to do it all just by myself. So here's a good example. So now I've got a ladder down here in the basement. All right, let me get down here so you can see it a little bit better. So what I have here, I've got all my wires all wrapped up around a big spool I had extra in the garage. I got it set up here on the ladder here with a little extra piece of conduit I had. So now running up, I've got it feeding through the ladder out the top of the hole there. You can kind of see it there. That's going to help guide and direct it from the vertical as it comes up. Kind of hard to see with the angle, but it's not too far. You're about a foot from the top of the ladder. You can go up into the conduit there. So, and then also what I've got set up here is I set up a little sponge. So what I've got is my pulling lubricant, healthy amount in between the two sponges there, and then zip tied it to the wire itself. So this will actually stay put as it starts to go up and stick there, and the wire is free to get pulled in between the sponges, and then as it does that, it'll be a self-lubricating sponge. So that should work. We'll give it a shot. One more thing, another little trick that's helpful, especially if you're doing projects working by yourself, is I actually have set up over here an old baby monitor that we no longer need. Our daughter outgrew it, so it's just sitting around. I've repurposed it earlier on this job, and it's really handy. So I have this actually focused in on the conduit pull, so I can actually, in the garage as I'm pulling, I can take a look through the baby monitor, make sure everything's is going smoothly, not getting caught up or snags or anything like that. So again, just gotta, if you're working by yourself, you gotta get creative sometimes. So here we go. Alright, now that we're all set, all wired up, everything is installed and connected. So now we're about to give it a first test here. So here we go. Alright, as you see, the indicator lights are working perfectly, so that's great. Alright, well, we got the heater running behind me here. Now I want to show you one of the cool features of setting it up this way and wiring it. So now I have it set up to smart switch. You see, I don't know if you can see a little blue indicator light there, but connected to the phone here with, I got a Samsung SmartThings hub, so now I can just control it, turn it on and off. There we go. With the phone, turn it back on here. Now that we got the garage heater installed and working, let's actually see what it can do and then run some tests on it. So today is a cold, rainy February day here in Connecticut. We've got temperature right, say it's 41 right now, and we'll close up the garage doors here and start running some tests. Now that we're done running our tests, let's take a look at our results and see how we did. To do the heating test, I set up two thermometers. One was on a workbench closer to the heater itself and where I'm going to be working a lot of the times. And the second one was on a shelf back in the far corner of my garage where I have the air compressor. It's a little bit higher, roughly head height, so the two locations should give me some good reference points for the data. So here we are. For this test, I took readings every hour for the next 5 hours. So as you can see in the data, it moved about a degree or two every hour in both locations. So while it's not a huge improvement, it actually did a pretty decent job of making my garage much more tolerable. So at the end of the day here, at the end of the 6-hour test, it moved my temperature in the garage almost 13 degrees one location, 15 in the other. So it started off, low 40s, and at the end, I was at 55 and 58. And it's really not that bad. All in all, I'd have to say it worked pretty well. My garage is a little bit bigger than the rating that for this heater, and I never really expected to get really, really hot. But at the end of the day, it was decently warm in the garage. So for the final results, I'm actually pretty happy with the test. It worked pretty well. And first location on the bench top, I moved the temperature about 13 degrees, and then 15 degrees for the second location, which is a little bit higher off the ground. And when I was taking the final readings, it was pretty comfortable in the garage. I would have no problem working out there, and I didn't need a coat anymore, and it was, almost 60. I bet it would have topped 60 if I let it go another hour. And again, I'm pretty happy with that result. Now that I got it up and running, I plan on getting a lot more use out of it for the rest of the winter here, and certainly in the early spring until temperatures warm up. I plan on putting together a more detailed product review video once I get a few more months of using it and really see how it works in my shop. So this wraps up the installation of my garage heater. Hope you guys enjoyed the videos. If you thought this was useful and helpful, click the like button and subscribe to my channel for future project videos. I'll see you guys next time.